Welcome back to part 2, 3.22. So copy each of the rectangles below onto your paper and write the area of each rectangle as a product equals to its area as a sum. So again, as we did in the previous problems, right now we have the dimensions of the rectangle, which in this case, it's the length times the width, right? So we're going to write it as x plus 5 times 2x plus 3. All right, and then in order for us to figure out the interior numbers here, all we have to do is multiply the column, right? So this one right here goes for x. This one goes for positive 5, right? And then to get the numbers, so 2x times x gives us 2x squared. 2x times 5 gives us 10x. X times 3 gives us 3x. And then 5 times 3 gives us 15. And then we would say this is equal to 2x squared. Combine the two like terms right here. So both are positive, so that would be 13x plus 13x plus 15. And that's how we use the area model to multiply what we call binomials. We can also use it pretty much like if you want to think about it, like for the sphere of property, like in example B, we have 3 parentheses y plus 5. Now, most of you guys already know how to use the sphere of property. This would be pretty much almost the same thing, right? So 3 times y gives us 3y. 3 times 5 gives us 15. So 3y plus 15. And it's the same thing as doing the inside part. For part C, so again, we want to focus, remember, so negative 7 times all the numbers in the bottom right here. So let's start off with that. A negative times a positive is a negative. 7 times 6 is 42, and then y. Negative times a positive is again a negative, and that 7 times x gives us 7x. Negative times a positive, again negative. 7 times 1 gives us, in total, negative 7. And then we're going to multiply, again, the same values times 4y in this case. 4 times 6 gives us 24. And then y times y would be y squared. Remember that when you multiply variables, you just add the exponents. So here, well, if it's the same variable, right? But for example, in the next one, 4y times x would gives us 4xy, right? We can't combine those two. And then 4y times positive 1 just gives us 4y by itself. So we're going to write it again as a product. So 4y minus 7 times 6y plus x plus 1. And then we're going to write the interior parts. So let's start off with the square. So that'll be 24y squared. And then we have 42y here. And then we have another y we can combine it with over there. Negative 42 plus 4 gives us negative 38y. And then 4xy, there's nothing to combine that with. And then negative 7x, nothing to combine it with, and also negative 7 by itself. And that would be pretty much both as a product and as a sum of the interior parts. And then part D should be a little bit easier for everybody. So that would be just x times x. Remember, you're just adding the exponents. So this would be just 2x squared, right? Or 2 times 2x. So diagrams like in the previous problem. So again, are referred to as area models. And area models represent multiplication of algebraic expressions. For each multiplication expression, sketch an area model, label the dimensions and the area of each part. And then write an equation showing that the area of a product equals the area of a sum. All right. So again, what we're doing, this is the product, and then we want to make sure we write it as a sum. So let's draw our rectangle. So this would be x, this would be positive 1. And then over here, we would have x and then positive 2. So again, multiply. X times x gives us x squared. X times 1 gives us 1x. And then x times 2, 2x. 1 times 2 is 2. So this would give us x squared. 1x plus 2x gives us 3x. And then plus 2 by itself. All right, we want to do the same thing here. So 3 and then 2x and then plus 5. So 3 times 2x gives us 6x. 3 times 5, it gives us 15. So that would give us 6x plus 15. For problem C, again, set up your rectangle. And then this would be, let's say, x plus 2. And then I'm going to do this on top, 2x minus 3. It doesn't really matter where you guys put it at, as long as you don't like mix these numbers up, like put the negative 3 with the x over here and so forth, right? So make sure you guys are always putting the groups together. So here, 2x times x gives us 2x squared. 2x times x times negative 3 is negative 3x. 2x times 2 gives us positive 4x. And then negative times a positive is a negative, gives us negative 6. So this would be equal to 2x squared. Combine the like terms. That would be positive x minus 6. And then we'll do one more. So part D gives us x minus 1 and then y minus 1. So this one is going to be x times y gives us xy. Y times negative 1 is just negative y. X times negative 1 is negative x. And negative times a negative is a positive 1. So this would be equal to xy minus x minus y plus 1.